Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking another cheeky look at Polkadot, specifically the price action of DOT. Some interesting things are happening here, so we're going to dive into this. If you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, why not subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss another update. Right, with that said, done out of the way, let's get into this technical analysis here for Polkadot. We'll keep it brief as we can, so if I do talk fast, I apologize. Just slow it down to 0.75 and you'll be fine. Right, the weekly chart, guys. And we've had a good push to the upside over here. And really, there isn't a lot of information on the weekly chart, but things did start off for us in around August. This is pretty much where a wave one peaked for many altcoins. And then we went into a kind of a sideways trade for wave two here. And then we went into wave three, nice and strong. And then we had the fourth wave correction here. Again, still in line. We didn't go higher than this area here. So that would allow us to then think of this as a fifth wave. Now, although we haven't got a significant amount of data here, we kind of know the patterns that are going on. If I actually bring up VeChain, for example, just zoom out on this one. Basically wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the kind of pattern that we're seeing here for Polkadot, even though we haven't got all the data there. Okay, so wave 1 would have started over here. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going into 5 now. Okay, so overall, that's how I see it in the data here. Everything's working out quite nicely on the weekly chart so far. We can see that we've just gone up into the overbought area, and this is fantastic because we can be up here for several months, and that is not a problem. So again, all of that is lining up quite nicely for us. Now, in terms of Polkadot, outside of the charts, we've actually had an inbox just full of people running projects on Polkadot, wanting to do promotions on their projects on the channel. And obviously, we're just one channel that see all of these. I imagine that almost all crypto channels have had similar kind of offers flood to them. And obviously, as a result of that, I would anticipate there's going to be a flurry of promotional content hit YouTube across many different projects that are building on the Polkadot ecosystem. And as a result, I do think that Polkadot is going to absolutely surge in the very near future, and things are also lining up to indicate this on the chart. So obviously we have the charts, we have the real world kind of promotional stuff going on in the background. We obviously have projects that are looking to build and promote their projects now, and the Polkadot ecosystem's heating up nicely, okay, with parachains, parathreads, all the auctions and all these things that are going on now, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧, the testnet and all that kind of stuff. So ultimately things are looking pretty good. Now we can see a good surge up to about $177 for Polkadot here, and that's where we are thinking things are likely to end. It's about 380% on the current position, up to that kind of level, and something that I think is going to happen, pretty much as we close quarter three, go into quarter four, and think about where we are heading up to that level there. So overall, everything on the weekly chart's looking very good, right? We've got good push to the upside, but we are battling a key area, and I'm going to get into that in a moment on our daily chart. Okay, so the daily is in a vital area right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly just talk through what has happened so far, right? So we obviously had the pullback from the high of wave 3 here, and this was $49.82, right? We pulled back down, and we basically bounced from a couple of areas on this journey, basically, until we found the bottom, and the bottom came in at $10.37. We then started a nice recovery to the upside, passing through this yellow box area here, which was a key vital area based on where we were struggling to push through previously. Okay, we pushed back, we back tested down on a Fibonacci 382 area, and then we pushed up. Okay, and then we tested a few additional areas. Now we have Bitcoin pulling us back down into this area. It was short-lived. We pushed right back up. Okay, so what we have here is the original test. This test is the 618 of the Fibonacci retracement tool. So this is the first area just here. This is battle number 1. Okay, the first rejection was Bitcoin's fault, but we pushed up, and we actually then tested this area quite a bit. We are finding now the resistance comes in at the 702. Okay, so basically $38.11. This is the current battle. We need to get past the 702 and past the 786. If we can get a weekly close candle up here, above our area of, if I get that on the right plot, 41.37. If we can get a close candle above 41.37 on Sunday ahead of the week ahead, then that's going to be a pretty good bull signal to take us to the next level. So for Polkadot here on the daily, we are progressing nicely. We're nice area on the stochastic. Plenty of room to grow to the upside overall, and nothing really major to report here on this daily chart other than the fact that we are fighting this area. We always knew that this particular zone was going to be the struggle for us, so obviously we don't want to see rejection from here because that could lead us down towards our $31.21 area, okay, an area that we have supported on previously. So right now we are looking to try to battle our way above the 702 and the 786. Okay, so at this point, guys, I am going to bring up the advice.io dashboard. For those who do not know, advice.io uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to give you the underlying value of a cryptocurrency, and it analyzes data that you do not normally see inside of your charts. There's a link in the description below. It's free to sign up. Check it out. You're going to learn a little bit more and in-depth analysis on your cryptocurrencies, and you'll be able to get flagged early if there are any problems. So for Polkadot here, we're an A2 overall rating. So the second best cryptocurrency rating that this platform can give. We have the AMI-HAD ratio in A2. AMI-HAD ratio is your liquidity. So there's no problems with liquidity here for Polkadot. We take a look at the Fear and Greed Index for Polkadot, and this is actually an A3 cryptocurrency. So again, not too bad for a rating there. Now I'm going to just fleck up Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's Fear and Greed Index shows us as extreme fear. Okay, so when we take into consideration that Bitcoin's very, very, extremely fearful right now, and we take a look at Polkadot, and Polkadot's index is actually an A3, you know that actually people are not scared to be investing into Polkadot right now. So overall, very, very different to what we're seeing with Bitcoin here. So very good to see that sentiment in the Polkadot ecosystem here is actually really bullish rather than fearful and bearish. So good liquidity, good Fear and Greed Index. What else do we have? Well, we've got moving averages. These are an A2 rating. So again, no problems being indicated with our moving averages either. 10-day, 50-day, 100-day, all looking very good. The Sharpe ratio, A2, so risk-reward ratio, very good, not indicating any problems for the risk-reward ratio. Well above the 50-day average, no problem there. We take a look at the profitability, the return on investment in A1, the best it can be. Not a problem with the profitability aspects of Polkadot either. Peak end value demand, A2, everything on this is looking absolute diamond, and no problems to be reported on Polkadot whatsoever. In fact, the polar opposite of what you're seeing with Bitcoin right now, and looking very, very good from a sentiment point of view. So as we battle this key area here, and we have some fantastic underlying data, that's actually looking pretty good to get this closed candle in the position that we want it to. So let's jump down into our hourly view, and the hourly view allows us to take a look at what's been going on most recently. Now, we had this upward trend, and we also had a downward trend here. The downward trend has actually beaten our upward trend, which is quite frustrating, but something that we were kind of expecting to kind of happen here, as we did see this new trend forming, right? So we can see this new trend formed here. And again, we actually have broken out of this new trend as well, right? But we have obviously found the previous upward trend line that was a support trend line, okay, as in we were bouncing off of it, has now actually become a resistance trend line, and we're actually getting rejected from it, which is, it's fine. We can see these things, they happen. So right now, what we'll look for is now to see if we can find a new trend to the upside that works as a support on this journey. Now, we are expecting a little bit of volatility. We're expecting a bit of a pullback. So we'd ideally like to find that this previous area of resistance has become support. So if we do pull back, we want to bounce from this trend line to the upside. Okay, so we can track that. And we are looking to pull this stochastic down. Now, I think with that sentiment that we've just been talking about being very good, the volumes are already dropping down. The volume can stay low. We could actually potentially just trade sideways in this gap here, and allowing us then to move up nicely to the next level. Ultimately, we just need to lose that momentum. Once we're at the bottom here, we can grow right back up again, and we can grow the volume along with it. What we'll look for is this kind of volume, okay? And we can see that we haven't had that since we've had this kind of downward trade and sideways trade here. The volumes have been very, very low. So overall, this is the anomaly. The volumes, no one's wanting to participate in selling or waiting. They're just biding their time to buy it up. And then actually what we're looking for is this sentiment where we start to see a good growth in volume. And if we can apply that here, that would allow us to then grow above our 786, get the weekly close candle on Sunday, and everything for Polkadot would be flying for the following week. So overall, everything's looking very, very good on Polkadot. We could see this thing potentially moving up nicely to all-time highs really, really soon. So hopefully, guys, this is useful and informative. I will leave it here. If you have found it, then do hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, then why not subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.